guys, it's Mrs. Childs. So we are going to be thinking about what we're going to work on this week. And I mentioned earlier that we are doing Milton Hershey, a biography. So thinking about what we do every week when we go in our My View, your big reading notebook, you're reading everything. If you turn to page 292, you're going to see the infographic that we start with. It's called Think Big. It's going to give us information through this graphic. Get it? Infographic? Yep. Okay, so it says Think Big. And if you follow along, I will read it to you. Think big. People can change their communities for the better when they think big. Big ideas make life better for everyone. Oh my gosh, that totally makes me think of what's happening right now. Right now, as a community, we are not together because if we were, we could be spreading the virus that's making everyone sick, and we don't want that. So here we are, remote learning. So here's one of the ideas. Every one of these infographics is separated by a heading in a box. Could be called a text box, sidebar. So we'll go with the green one first. Big idea, community gardens. Many cities encourage community gardening. The gardens produce food, create beauty, and give people a sense of pride about where they live. They also bring people together to work, play, and learn. Yeah, that makes sense. There's one down the street, actually, at the park a block away. It's called Catherine Park here in Buchanan. They have a little tomato garden, and Marilyn's little best friend does it with his mom, so I'm sure we'll help out with that when it comes time. Around 15% of the world's food is grown in urban areas, such as backyards, rooftop gardens, or community gardens. Wow, 15% in urban areas. That means like a city setting, so not in the rural communities, so in cities. And this other part right here, the other second page, 293, big idea, supermarkets in food desert. They don't mean it's a desert of food where the food grows. They mean something different, and they're going to explain it right here. So that's a strategy. Keep reading. Read ahead. Food deserts are areas in a community without stores that sell healthy foods, such as vegetables and fruits. In some communities, grocery stores are few. Community leaders often work to open new supermarkets and food deserts. That kind of makes me think of like a convenience store or like a gas station. That would be a place that doesn't have a lot of fresh food for purchase. Sometimes they'll have bananas. We found that out on many of our trips to and from Las Vegas on our road trips to Michigan. About 23.5 million people live in food deserts. Oh, man. About 2.2% of all U.S. households are more than 10 miles away from a supermarket. Wow, that's pretty far. From my house to school is about 14 miles. So I can't imagine being that far away from a grocery store, but I guess it happens. So, as you can see, with this in mind, we are trying to think of how big ideas change communities. That is a focus this week. So how do really big ideas that might seem unattainable, how do they help change a community? And that's what we're looking for. So if you turn your page, we are going to see the type of genre we're working on, which is biography. And we have elements of a biography on this page. The author of a biography tells the story of a real person's life. So it's not autobiography. That would be if someone did their own life. This is a different author writing about someone else's life and how they worked through their life. Kind of like Mama Miti, when she planted all the trees in Africa. If you think back to that, that was a while ago. So we'll figure out what the purpose is to teach about a person's life. The story structure is telling it in time order. So from when they were born to when they passed away, or if they haven't passed away yet, up until their recent life. And big events and how they've grown rather in their life. So Mama Miti, they talked about her and then Jane Addams, which we watched the Hull House before we left each other. The house that Jane built. And then point of view, it's told from a third person. That means they use the person's name all the time. So in this one, they're going to say Milton did this, Milton did that. In our other one, it was Jane, 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 Mama Miti, Mama Miti, Mama Miti, and so on. And the theme It teaches a lesson about life by telling a person's struggles and their triumphs. So, through their challenging times and their successes. That is what's happening for biography. So next, here's our title page, Milton Hershey. And here is the vocabulary preview. I'm going to pause there because I'm going to use our little whiteboard up here and I'm going to ask you questions. Okay, so hold tight.